it's on top of your normal workload. So if someone says to me, look, I'm working 60 hours a week to keep the thing afloat, and I want to buy another company, well, they don't have time.
Right. What do you do in that situation? I mean, what do you advise clients that comes to you and tells you just that? I'm working 60 hours a week, but I really want to buy this other company. Do you tell them not to do it, or do you give them other kinds of advice?
I think the first thing I would say is, what can you take off your plate to give
Yeah.
you time to make this acquisition? Which are things they probably should be taking off their plate anyway.
Right. True. That's true. How do you feel about outsourcing it? Like, hiring somebody independent to see through the sale almost as like a project manager on a project.
No, not in my world. No, because it's the owner of the acquirer. It's their money. It's
Yeah.
their life.
Right.
And this is far removed from the corporate M&A where the numbers people come in with stuff on a silver platter and say, here's what we found in our analysis.
Right.
The owner has to have a deep understanding of what they're getting into, because when it's the buck stops on their desk.
Yeah. So the owner's got to be deeply involved. And again, it takes more time than you're probably expecting it to take. And it takes a lot of due diligence that has to be paid. Like, if you're not ready for that, you shouldn't even be heading down the road of acquiring a company. That make sense?
Yeah. Whether you're an individual buying one, a company owner buying one. Yeah, it does take time and effort. And there's always frustration. You wonder what the heck is going on. I didn't expect that big speed bump there. Well,
Yeah.
they happen.
Yeah. 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 So you make me laugh because my wife and I are talking about redoing our kitchen, and it's not even a money thing. We're both busy, and we're like, ugh, I mean, neither of us can stomach the thought of overseeing a project. And it's just one of those things where you really can't outsource it. You really got to pay attention to yourself, to the details. And like you also said, just like buying a business, who knows when somebody rips apart our kitchen, they're not going to find mold or there's going to be some kind of an issue. It's never going to go according to plan. And I think that's probably the same case whenever you acquire a company.
Yeah, you can lay out the best plan, but you realize there are going to be speed bumps and deviations, and you're going to have to go around the roadblock, and something will get thrown in at the last minute. But when you have a willing buyer and a willing seller, and they both want to get it done, you can usually find a way to get it done.